Radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Cliff Nationwide. You can also listen to Cliff Hughes online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Cliff Hughes.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to work.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my...
Morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Cliff Hughes Online. It's a Tuesday morning. Yes, Tuesday the 12th of August. And wherever you are in the world listening to us, we welcome you. Yes, we welcome you. This morning we're going to begin with education, and in particular the adjustments that are being made as a result of the general election date being Wednesday, the 3rd of September. Well, we heard from the Ministry of Education overnight that the school year is set to begin on Monday, September 1, as scheduled, despite the elections on Wednesday, September 3. And of course, we have a long tradition here in Jamaica that school plans are largely used for polling stations, for general and local government elections. We have hundreds of schools in virtually every part of Jamaica. So they form part of the infrastructure that is needed to successfully hold elections in Jamaica. So we're learning from the Education Ministry that, as planned, the school year is set to begin on Monday, September 1. However, The Education Minister, Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, says school administrators will have the flexibility, yes, with their management of the first week of school.
In light of the announcement of the general election, we've made some adjustments to the start of the school year. On September 1, schools are authorized to open for administrative exercises and also for orientation. Schools will be closed on September 2 and 3 to facilitate the Electoral Office of Jamaica preparing the schools and using them as polling sites. For the remainder of the week, schools have flexibility to determine how they will continue their orientation exercises and other administrative activities as needed.
That's the Education Minister, Dr. Dana Morris Dixon. Yes, she says the ministry will have their administrators have face-to-face classes beginning on the 8th of September. And the Christmas break will be from Thursday, December 18 to Sunday, January 4, 2026. So if you are a parent, I'm going to play back that clip for you from the Education Minister so you are clear. Schools are set to open Monday, September 1. Many schools will begin with administrative issues. There'll be no school on the 3rd. That's election day, the 2nd and the 3rd. Let's listen again to what the Education Minister said so that people are aware.
In light of the announcement of the general election, we've made some adjustments to the start of the school year. On September 1, schools are authorized to open for administrative exercises and also for orientation. Schools will be closed on September 2 and 3 to facilitate the Electoral Office of Jamaica preparing the schools and using them as polling sites. For the remainder of the week, schools have flexibility to determine how they will continue their orientation exercises and other administrative activities as needed.
Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, the Education Minister. Well, stakeholder groups in education have welcomed the decision. The Jamaica Independent Schools Association calls the changes sensible and balanced. Their president is Tamar Mackenzie.
Independent schools are fully aligned with the ministry's decision to keep the start of the academic year on schedule. Our priority is to ensure continuity in teaching and learning, and this arrangement allows us to do so without having to adjust the end-of-year timelines. We do believe that this is a sensible, well-balanced approach that minimizes disruption for all stakeholders, our students, teachers, and parents, while allowing schools to fulfill their civic role in the general election.
That's Tamar Mackenzie, the president of the Jamaica Independent Schools Association. And the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica says it appreciates the ministry's effort to keep the calendar largely unchanged. Its president, Stuart Jacobs, is urging parents to keep in touch with their schools for specific updates.
Parents across Jamaica welcome this decision. We understand the importance of our children returning to school on time, and we appreciate the ministry's effort to safeguard the academic calendar. This approach strikes the right balance between supporting our country's democratic process and prioritizing our children's education. I encourage parents to closely follow their school during the election week to ensure a smooth transition and to make the most of every opportunity.
Stuart Jacobs, president of the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica. So that's the plan for the reopening of school and the general election set for Wednesday, September 3. To the political scene now, and the first contention since the official start of the campaign occurred yesterday when the PNP elder stalwart, KD Knight, reacted to the governing Jamaica Labour Party's campaign chairman, Dr. Christopher Tufton, using at the JLP mass rally in Halfway Tree on Sunday evening an audio recording which, according to Dr. Tufton, is the voice of KD Knight chastising the PNP President Mark Golding, saying he should never be made a Prime Minister of Jamaica, that he is unfit to be Prime Minister of Jamaica, which was quite devastating. Yes? But in a statement on Monday, that's last evening, KD Knight denounced the recording, saying it's a fabrication and was manipulated.
I want to make it abundantly clear that it is a manipulated recording, that it is a lie, and that I have never, ever, neither publicly nor privately, ever made any comment that Mark Golding is unsuitable to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I have never said that.
That's KD Knight in a recording circulated to media houses last evening. According to Mr. Knight, he is actively working to ensure Golding and the PNP are elected to government. He says he believes Golding is well suited for the job. He also believes he has been defamed by the recording played by the JLP at their mass meeting on Sunday.
Dr. Tufton, you will hear from my lawyers because you have defamed me. And it is not that you have done anything that is not expected. Because when you and your party have reached this desperate position where you now are, the desperation that sets in will cause you to do as you did, resort to lies.
KD Knight hitting back. Well, Dr. Tufton, within the hour last evening, hit back as well. Yes, at KD Knight, saying the recording played at the mass meeting where the former cabinet minister was heard criticizing Mark Golding is authentic. So Christopher Tufton is saying, bring it on, KD. The recording of you is authentic, genuine. He says the recording is as real as it gets.
I have taken note of KD Knight's comments and threats of legal action. I am not intimidated by those positions. I've made a comment based on the evidence that is available in the public domain. The facts are that KD Knight has attempted to discredit, based on his conviction and how it was expressed, the leader of the PNP, Mark Golding. He did so in a particular context. Yes, I agree. But the facts remain. He can now not try to disassociate himself from those comments that he have made, including comments about fundraising and the unethical approach to fundraising by the Golding team when they were involved in a campaign. So I stand by that position.
Dr. Tufton went on to say that KD Knight's comments cast doubt about Golding's suitability for the role of Prime Minister.
I am disappointed that on this occasion he's attempting to change what he has said on record, and it leads me to believe that he's not at this point operating as a man with a conviction or with principle. That is quite unfortunate, and I will stand by my position, hold my position, because it is a matter of fact, and it does lead to questions about Mark Golding's integrity, about his judgment, and about his capacity to provide leadership, not just for his party, as KD Knight was referring, but also, frankly speaking, for the country.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, the campaign chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. So, is it bogus, the recording? Is it fake? Is it AI? People have been questioning. Yeah. The JLP and Tufton are saying it is genuine. Yeah. KD is saying that it is manipulated. Yes? Meaning that somehow it was doctored to have him give the impression that he was castigating Golding. Yeah? Saying that he should not be Prime Minister. We're going to play that clip for you. Find that clip for me. So if you missed it, you'll hear what it says. All right? That's after the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
16 minutes after 10.
You know what's sweet? The new pack Sweet Living promotion. Win great prizes. Living room set, or bedroom set, or kitchen appliance set. Plus 2 consolation prizes of AC units. Send in 5 new pack labels or receipts. Labels must belong to at least the new pack canned beans or peas, new pack ketchup, and new pack oil categories. Fill out the tagline. New pack, more than just value. Place your entry in one of the drop boxes at participating outlets. Enter by mail or online at newpackjamaica.com. Time to live sweet. Enter the new pack Sweet Living promotion. July 13th to September 6th. See the press for more details. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Are you ready to pursue undergraduate studies but you are unsure of what to study and where? Choose the internationally accredited University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC. We offer on-campus and online undergraduate programs in marketing, business administration, information technology, HR management, finance management, and more. Apply now at ucc.edu.jm or call 906-3000 or visit any of our campuses island-wide. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
The wait is over. Spark is coming to you. Across Jamaica, we will be fixing 10 roads per constituency. Over 100 roads will be fixed by September and 630 roads overall. This is real action, real improvement, real results. Every Jamaican deserves safer, stronger roads. Spark, the next chapter in Jamaica's infrastructure development.
Is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Cliff says what's on his mind. Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
You hear, say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready to go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something. The book swaps still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies to buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me here say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
23 minutes after 10 o'clock. So, KD Knight says it's a fabrication. Tufton says it's genuine. What it is, we don't know. But this is what the JLP played in Halfway Tree on Sunday night, if you missed it.
We cannot trust them or their leader and that party to take this country forward. We're at a delicate stage. And guess what? I know me say you can't trust them to run Jamaica. And them say so.
Idiot. You have to face reality.
Listen.
You have to face reality. That Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica. These realities must be faced. These are realities. These are realities. Mark Golden must never become Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I want you to take a guess as to who says so. I know me says so. A KD Knight says so. Them say if Frisch go river bottom and tell you say no go down there, don't go down the labor rights.
Was what was said, and it is now a flashpoint on the campaign trail. Because KD Knight is saying no, it's a lie, it's defamatory. The Labour Party is saying, it's you, KD. You said every word there. Well, today, Tuesday, the PNP is set to unveil its manifesto at the Pegasus this evening. And it's a little early, but given the fact that the PNP has been accused that it has not put forward a coherent, viable, credible alternative message, they cannot be accused here now of being too early. Yeah, manifestos usually come after nomination day, but I think this one is overdue. Yes, from the opposition. So this evening at 7 o'clock, they'll be unveiling their manifesto, their policy alternative. At the same time, Dr. Tufton told us yesterday in that interview that the JLP's manifesto is ready and the parties are waiting the appropriate time to unveil it.
It is in a position where we can, if we need to, discuss or launch, but there's a timing that we think is appropriate. Policy is evolve, and therefore there's always considerations around additional programs that we may want to add or review. That's the nature of how this thing works. So the long short of it is that a lot of work has gone in our manifesto, and at the appropriate time it will be tabled and discussed.
Dr. Christopher Tufton, the campaign chair for the Jamaica Labour Party. Just before we go, we have prepared for you several election nuggets, did you know features, because we're trying to get you up to speed on not only what is coming from the platform, from the field, but some of the knowledge that we have built up in doing elections in Jamaica since 1944. Yes? So here's our first this morning, Did You Know, as we cover the race to 32. And I got a message yesterday from a listener asking me to explain why race to 32. We have said it, and let me repeat. On election night, September 3, whichever party gets the 32 seats first wins the election. It's as simple as that. There are 63 seats in the parliament. A majority is 32. If you win a majority, you form government. Hence, it's a race to 32. Right? There's a view as well that it could be a close election. Yes? So both parties are focused on getting over the line. And to get over the line, they have to win a minimum of 32. Hence, the race to 32.
In the race to 32, facts matter. Did you know that 1997 marked the first time that observers were allowed into a polling station to observe the taking of the poll during a general election? Yes, that's a fact. An international team of observers, including former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, retired chairman of the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff General Colin Powell, and heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield, accompanied by Citizens Action for Free and Fair Elections Cafe, were allowed inside select polling stations to witness persons in the process of casting their ballots. Both groups reported that while there were administrative shortcomings by the Electoral Office of Jamaica, the election result reflected the will of the Jamaican voters. This nationwide Did You Know fact is part of our coverage for the race to 32 as we preview the next general election.
Interesting Did You Know fact. The first team of international observers came here in 1997 for the elections of that year. Yeah? The late former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, also the late retired chairman of the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff of Jamaican parentage, General Colin Powell. Yes? The heavyweight boxing champion Evander Holyfield, yeah, was also in that team. Cafe also did their first election, and there will be another team of observers for the 2025 September 3 elections. Cafe was led by the late great educator of caste and UTEC fame, Dr. Alfred Sangster. Yes? And then we have another one for you, or election nugget, number 13, as we go down to the race to 32.
This is a nationwide election nugget. Of
the 18 elections held since universal adult suffrage in Jamaica, only 2 have been held in September. Both were held on the 3rd of the month, and both resulted in a victory for the governing Jamaica Labour Party. In September 3, 2007, JLP leader Bruce Golding led his party to victory over the incumbent Simpson-Miller government. The JLP secured 32 seats to the PNP's 28. In September 3, 2020, the JLP under Dr. Andrew Holness swept aside the PNP to win a second term in office, securing 49 seats to the PNP's 14. Dr. Holness is again seeking a September 3 mandate, perhaps hoping that the third time will indeed be the charm.
That was a nationwide election nugget.
Thank you very much to the team for that. Let's go to the break. After the break, your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
Mark's, the Superstore, Lionel Town and Portland Cottage Vere, Clarendon, has all your hardware needs.
Visit our expanded showroom today and shop at leisure for your building materials, furniture, and appliances.
Take advantage of the 10% discount every Thursday on all brands cooking gas.
The Time by Mark's Superstore, helping you build dreams from the ground up, is
27 minutes to 11.
Eclipse Enterprise is your go-to source for billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. Telephone 876-960-3891. The temperature by Eclipse Enterprise is
33 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston. That's warm. That's hot. It's 30 in Montego Bay.
Getting ready for school is as easy as KB. Shop at Kingston Bookshop between July 14 to September 6, 2025 for your chance to win big in our back-to-school promotion. Spend just $5,000 before GCT, shop online or in-store, and you could win $150,000 in cash, an HP laptop, or a Samsung Galaxy Tab A9. It's back to school the easy way, only at KB. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Want to reduce your high electricity bills? Then Peak Energy has the solution for you. From grid-tied to hybrid solar inverters with full lithium-ion battery pack. Installation and maintenance packages available. Visit us at Shop 1, 3 Mosquito Valley Road, Red Hill, St. Andrew. Call 876-279-8820 or 944-0668. Or email us at peakenergysolutionsja@gmail.com. Peak Energy for everything solar.
Is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts. Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of The Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock.
23 minutes going up to 11. And just before we go to our phones, there was a shooting incident last night in Waterford, Portmore, St. Catherine. 3 people were shot at a wake in the community of Waterford last night. The victims are aged 18, 73, and 75. All were rushed to the hospital where they are being treated for their injuries. A 4th person was also injured in the incident, but not by a bullet. Okay? According to what we're learning, the shooting is believed to be targeted, with the 18-year-old being the intended target. Yeah? The 18-year-old. We're learning that masked gunmen approached the premises on Elmore Way, that's Elmore Way, and opened gunfire, hitting the 3. The police are investigating, of course. The Member of Parliament for South East St. Catherine, where the area is located, is Robert Miller. He visited the area last night, he says, to reassure residents of their safety.
Robert Miller, Member of Parliament for South Eastern St. Catherine, and with me, Councillor Corey Edwards, Councillor for the Independent City Division.
Mr. Miller, why are we here tonight?
So we got the news that there was some shooting in the Independent City Division. We're on Portland West in Waterford, which separates the Independent City Division from the Waterford Division. So Council and I, we decided that we're going to come down there to see what is taking place. We got some sketchy information. I wish not to say much on that. I'll leave that up to the police officers who were quick on the scene and doing some thorough investigation. And we want to ensure that, peace reigns in this community. There's not a place for it here in Southeast St. Catherine. And we just spoke to some of the residents to reassure them that we're doing everything in our power to ensure that persons that are the perpetrators for this heinous crime are taken to books. We also spoke with some of the residents and those persons that were rushed to the hospital. We got news that 4 persons were rushed to the hospital, 2 to the Spanish Town Hospital and 2 to the KPH. Subsequent to that, we spoke to them. I wish not to disclose the names at this time because it's on an investigation. But basically, want to assure the residents that Council and I were doing everything in our powers to ensure that this area remains peaceful as best as possible. There is no space for criminals and heinous crime here in Southeast St. Catherine. There is no haven here for them. And we want to ensure that we're here for the citizens and to ensure that we keep those who got some injuries in our prayers and ensure a speedy recovery. I want to thank the members of the JCF who has been quick on the scene and they are doing a thorough investigation. They are following a couple leads and I'm sure that the person's perpetrator for this crime will be taken to books.
All right. Thank you.
That's Robert Miller, the Member of Parliament for South East St. Catherine. All right, it's 19 minutes going up to 11 o'clock. Time for the callers now. Nephew, good morning.
Morning, Cliff. How you doing, my brother?
I'm alive and well. And you?
I am great, Cliff, and I'm feeling like I am on top of the world.
Oh?
Cliff?
What?
Meeting the GLP have at After 3 Sunday for the announcement of the election. I am convinced of two things. The first one, the GLP being surprised. They wasn't expecting that turnout. And the second one, Cliff, I am convinced that the GLP could never pay for that turnout, the amount of people. So a lot of those people who come to that meeting would have come on their own expense in finding the gas, so forth, you name it, Cliff. The GLP, as a matter of fact, none of the two political party, Cliff, could afford to really fund that kind of turnout, Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
You have years of experience in covering political.
Yeah, you can't pay for that those thousands and thousands of people. No, they can't pay for that.
You understand? And I was really impressed with the presentation.
I'm sure some of them get a little money, you know. Not nowhere near what we saw there, but there are those who you still have to help with transportation, lunch money or dinner money or lunch money or whatever. Yeah, all the two political parties. That's a part of doing their business. Yes, but that you couldn't rent that crowd.
No, can't do that. The Prime Minister leader presentation was a very excellent one. He was cool, he was hitting the nose, he was in his stride, and he explained to the electorate. And I like the part of his speech when he admit that you have PNP there, and he welcomed them with an open arm and asking them to give the Labour Party their support in the upcoming election. That part of his presentation was a very, very excellent one. Cliff, the turnout I saw in Southeast St. Mary Sunday going to that meeting, Cliff, I am warning you and telling you, Cliff, that you're going to get a surprise in the sense that the GLP is so strong. I never knew that I would have seen that type of turnout. No, I can't remember no PNP.
Where you talking? You meaning the Labourites leaving Southeast St. Mary?
Southeast St. Mary, especially
Dunn's constituency to go to Halfway Tree. You didn't expect to see so many leaving?
That amount of that turnout. Especially from the Belfield division, in which the PNP is depending on so much. If they are to take home Southeast, you doesn't get that impression that they're going to get that support. I have been going to conference for years for both political parties, and I've never experienced the PNP get that type of turnout in Southeast St. Mary. The GLP have never got it before until this Sunday gone there, going to Afro 3. It is clear, Cliff, there's another community I don't want to call it here. The turnout in that community also in Southeast St. Mary is telling you clearly that Dr. Dunn going to win back the seat, Cliff.
Well, the two parties based in Southeast St. Mary are very well activated and energized. It's going to be, as I said to you the last time you were here, I'm picking up that it's going to be a nail biter. It's going to come down to who is more hungry for it, which of the teams, which of the runners, the polling station captains who are more diligent and to work from 5 a.m. from them say cockcrow, until right after 6 o'clock on September 3. That is going to come down to hand combat.
You remember that community in the Cassitan division where you use your program and campaign greatly for those people to get that bridge?
Yes.
Where the Prime Minister roll up him trousers foot.
And walk barefooted across the river. Yes.
That bridge.
Yes.
Going to give the PNP a beating in the entire Cassitan division. I wouldn't surprise if the GLP pick up 1,200 votes in the Cassitan division. I wouldn't surprise it.
Mm-hmm.
And once they hit that target, then you can tell your good friend, and my good friend to Chris Brown, to pack his bag and go. Don't bother listen no more on Nationwide on the election night, because Nationwide will be the #1 station on the election night in Jamaica to get you up to date on the election, how the seats are going. And you can tell him the Cassitan division with that bridge going to give the PNP, because the people for years suffer under Harry Douglas and the PNP, and you know too, because you work hard to help those people to get that bridge, and they are not ungrateful, and they will never forget that day when the Prime Minister roll up his trousers foot and make the promise to them that he's going to give them the bridge.
All right, nephew. All right. I hope you no ball at the end of the night, you know, nephew.
Wait, but just before you go, how is your friend Mr. Vaz in Portland?
Well, the reports I'm getting out of Portland is that Daryl is safe.
Safe like
Anne-Marie has the advantage. Yes. But I hear it's not going to be a runaway win for Anne-Marie. I hear the PNP majority in the constituency, is reassembling. So it's going to be more tough for Anne-Marie than it is for Daryl.
The years when the PNP used to have that majority in East Portland is no longer there because of the performance of Miss Anne-Marie Vaz, who make East Portland people know that there is a better life where politics is concerned, that their political representative can do more for them, in which the PNP have ignored over the years. And the town of Port Antonio will never forget that they have lost millions of dollars through flooding in goods and service. And since Ms. Vaz have become their member of Parliament, the town of Port Antonio have never flooded through the setting of a rain, much less when the rain falls. So,
well, I can only tell you what I'm picking up. That Daryl should win comfortably, and Anne-Marie will have to fight for every vote.
One thing I know, more than 1 million Jamaicans will be tuning into Nationwide on the 23rd of September.
No, it's the 3rd. It's the 3rd of September.
The 3rd of September, 2025, from 6 a.m. in the morning until the last seat announced on the election night.
And it will be millions listening and watching, because we're coming. We have a big surprise to unveil in a few days. About our election coverage, and they'll be coming to us from every platform, from all over the world. They'll be able to get us online on Revo AI, powered by Nationwide, Nationwide 90 FM, YouTube, and we have another coming.
If a one gift Nationwide get is the coverage on the election, they are the best in the Caribbean.
We are, without doubt.
We talk again.
All right, sir. Thank you, nephew. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Crap makes it so easy. One pill before you link, prevent HIV.
The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
9 minutes to 11.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica, Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place. Well, I said no matter about your class or status or title, got to be responsible and recycle. Yes, we are talk about plastic buckle boat. You have to make sure say you're the right type to. So look for the triangle with the one or two. But that don't matter could a yellow or blue. You have to just make sure them empty, collect them plenty, recycling revenue. So listen up Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies in the every rains. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place.
A+ for back to school? Yep, you can score that. Just grab an A+ back to school loan from Access Financial. Why? Reduced interest rates, duh. Plus, you could win your loan interest free.
That's right. Apply for an A+ back to school loan and you could be entered to win your loan interest free in the Lucky Loans promotion.
From school fees to footwear, uniforms to book lists, we've got you covered.
For back to school, the only thing you need is a reduced rate loan from Access Financial's A+ back to school promotion. Conditions apply.
The following hurricane tip is brought to you by PowerTech Jamaica. Stock up on at least 3 days worth of water, canned goods, flashlight batteries, medication, and first aid supplies. Don't forget your battery-powered or hand-cranked radio and copies of important documents sealed in a plastic container. If the power goes out, stay calm. PowerTech has your back with Jamaica's most trusted, uninterruptible power supply systems. The preceding hurricane tip was brought to you by PowerTech Jamaica.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me.
6 minutes going up to 11. I gather my next caller is Marlon Morgan, Senator Marlon Morgan of the JLP Communication Task Force. Good morning,
good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Morgan.
Morning, Chris. Let me say good morning to your listeners and wish for a full and speedy recovery for those three persons from over in Waterford. Yes. Who were the victims of, that shooting incident, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, there is an outtake for me, certainly, from the Prime Minister's substantive presentation in Harper-Tree 2 evenings ago. And I believe it is important for us to not lose sight of it throughout the course of this campaign. And I'm referring to that caution he issued as it relates to the Jamaican economy and not ensuring, he called on Jamaicans generally to ensure that Jamaica doesn't fall into the hands of the PNP, and it's for an important reason. The Jamaican economy, for all intents and purposes, Cliff, has attained a degree of macroeconomic stability. All the key indicators are pointing in that direction. However, this boat of ours, Enterprise Jamaica, HMS Jamaica, could easily be rocked by fiscal indiscipline or anything that is tantamount to partying with the rent money. And why am I saying all this? The truth of the matter is that between 2013 and 2016, Chris, that leg in the relay that the PNP ran, the public needs to be reminded and the public needs to understand that the PNP ran that leg of the relay with the IMF over its back. The real test of government, and indeed the real test to government, is what you do outside of the context of the IMF big stick over your back. how you can restrain yourself and be responsible and resist any proclivity or temptation to run with it or do that which is fiscally responsible. And all of this is of some moment, Cliff, when you consider the suite of goodies that the PNP is trying to hoodwink the people in promising. They are proposing to give up a lot on the revenue side, while at the same time they're promising to do so much on the expenditure side. Everybody all of a sudden is being promised $1 billion. They're promising $1 billion to the disabled community, $1 billion to creatives. Not that we object in principle to, because that is precisely what we did 2 years ago, January, when we gave $1 billion.
But why do you say hoodwink? Why do you say hoodwink?
Because the point is clear. When you consider, as Favor Williams set out for the Jamaican people in her closing presentation in the budget debate, when you set out what they are promising vis-a-vis what they are giving up on the revenue side, you see that you are likely to end up with a fiscal hole, a hole in the budget, and it will not be sustainable. And importantly, Cliff, you may have a return to massive taxes, which is the PNP's baby. So
you're saying that the Jamaican persons, listeners, voters, should listen to what you are promising, what they are promising.
That's right.
And also ask some searching questions.
Indeed.
How are you going to finance it without busting the budget and creating?
I can give you an example, Chris. I'll give you a quick example. The Student Loan Bureau, because in principle, government would be amenable to providing accommodation and relief to all SLB borrowers. We're not knocking that in principle. Yes? However, the Student Loan Bureau as it is at present is a revolving fund, and so you can't just tinker with it willy-nilly. You have to appreciate that what Mary pays back into the fund is what becomes available to Jane when she turns up, having attained, her matriculation for higher education and wants to access higher education and want to access a student loan. So if you provide the relief in the way the PNP is proposing to do it, albeit for a segment of the population.
How have they proposed to do it?
They have said, Cliff, that as a means of retaining teachers, they are saying if you spend a year in the teaching service...
Oh, I heard Mr. Crawford saying that.
Say again?
I heard Mr. Crawford saying that.
Yes, but remember now, my good friend Damian Crawford, who, there's so much left to be desired in that young man. I believe he has lost his way considerably. And each time he opens his mouth, he takes the PNP, in my view, into a deeper hole. And that's just one of the examples I'm citing, Cliff. When he spoke about his two-hour extension of the school day the other day, and he was on another
No, hold on, before you go to something else, complete the point.
So let me come on to the SLB point. What they're saying is that in order to incentivize and retain teachers, they would foster relief, a write-off, a forgiveness of their student loan debt for the respective periods of time spent in the classroom. So if you spend a year in the teaching service, you'll get 1 year written off. If you end up spending 5 years, you will have that 5 years of relief, up to 10 years and whatnot. So the point is, at each point in time, the government will have to be injecting new money into the SLB because you are dealing with a recurring and a revolving pool of funds. So if Mary isn't honoring her obligation and putting back her repayments into the SLB, which goes back into the larger pool, Jane is being deprived. And in order to make up the money that Jane is being deprived of, it is the GOJ, God forbid, their finance minister, whether it's Bunting or Julian Robinson, who would have to be finding that injection into the SLB endowment to ensure that Jane is able to get a loan. When she turns up, I am positing, Cliff, that is unsustainable. It is fairly reckless. And when you juxtapose it with all the PNP is proposing to give up on the revenue side, for example, at $11.4 billion from the NHT, they are proposing to give up money in relation to income taxes from medium and small enterprises. They are also proposing to seed revenue in relation to what is called an employer's tax credit. At present, I believe the
hold on, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan, you're unrapid. Hold on. First of all, you're dropping something there a while ago. You didn't miss me, Whether their finance minister is going to be Bunting or Robinson. You know something that we don't know? No, Robinson is the designated opposition spokesman on finance.
Because remember, you have two gentlemen at the head.
Hold on for me, please. We are up on the break. Pick it up on the other side of the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Pharmacy is
11:01.
You hear, say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready to go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something. The book swap still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies to buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me here say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
We're back with Senator Marlon Morgan. We're going to wrap up in 5 minutes, Mr. Morgan. But tell me, you slipped in something there, whether Bunting or Robinson will be the finance minister if the PNP were to win the elections. What you know? It won't be Robinson?
I'm just speaking hypothetically. This is just largely an academic exercise because I am very convinced that the GLP will be victorious on the 3rd of September. But for what it is worth, I have reason to believe that were the PNP, God forbid, to win the election, Julian Robinson, quite frankly, would not make his way to 30 National Hero Circle. It would be Peter Bunting. Yes?
Why?
Anyway.
What is the basis for that?
I'm not going to delve too much into that. I would prefer to use my brief 4 minutes that remain, Cliff, to treat with the substantive side of the ledger that I'm dealing with. And that is to say, when you consider the money where the PNP are planning to give up, for example, through the income tax relief to small businesses, the employers' tax credit, the 11.4 billion of the NHT, the question is, how are they going to be able to pay for all of their wish lists that they're promising, seeking to attract votes, even if it is that it is going to burn the hard work that we have done over the past few years to the ground and bring that to naught. And that is why Holness issued the caution he did, because back in the early 90s, Cliff, it was policy errors and policy failure on the part of government that got us to where we were, that led to ultimately the meltdown of the financial sector in the mid to late 1990s. And the policy failure we're talking about here stemmed from the premature liberalization of the Jamaican dollar, the high inflation that it fostered, and then the attendant high interest rate regime that was used essentially to try and mop up liquidity in the marketplace and manage and contain that inflation. Yes? So these things taken together, Jamaicans should not, Mark Golding and Peter Bunting should come nowhere near the reins of power in this country, because we saw what they did in a dispensation past. Their success was Jamaica's distress. I cannot overemphasize that point. They have an entity now proven that is ostensibly floundering and hemorrhaging in terms of its bottom line. And we have reason to believe that were they to get their hands on Jamaica, that entity proven and its fortunes, or should I say misfortunes, would be bailed out, as it were, by them having access to state power and, of course, policy determination in the country. Jamaica should stay far from the PNP. The gains that we have secured over the past few years, which have come within the context of no new taxes,
are you on the
should be retained.
Mr. Morgan, are you on the JLP's debate team for the debate?
If I'm not someone who takes tail out of school. Many girls will tell you that I'm not one who kiss and tell.
Oh.
I honor their confidence.
All right, me talk about
I'm
the
like
debate.
that by nature.
Me talk about the debate. Me not talk about romance. Me talk about the debate. Are you on the JLP's debate team?
Chris, stand by for the announcement. But I think you know the answer to that.
It's a yes.
Chris, I said no such thing.
Well, you said
Stand
me.
by.
You say you think me have the answer.
I think you know the answer to that, but I'm just telegraphing to you and urging you humbly. Stand by, my brother. Because
All right.
you know those who wax warm and those who have the content and those who will call out the PNP and rise to the occasion on the big stage.
I have one final question for you, not from your talking point.
Very well.
Incumbency, the weight, the burdens of incumbency, yes, on the Jamaica Labour Party. How are you going to break through the natural wariness, reluctance, skepticism of the Jamaican voter to give one party 3 terms in government?
That's an excellent question, Cliff. And the Prime Minister touched on it some time ago when he mentioned that, listen, at the 2-term mark, you would usually have, the citizenry or a segment of the electorate at least being a bit despondent and lukewarm vis-a-vis the incumbent. However, for us, how we divest ourselves of any such, fatigue or any such downside, it's by pointing the Jamaican people to our record, our report card, as the Prime Minister did on Sunday, and all of our speakers. You saw a considerable message discipline on Sunday. All of our speakers spoke to our achievements and our report card, because our prospectus, along with our report card, is what we're presenting to the electorate of Jamaica and asking for their support on the 3rd of September. So just to be very clear, we are doing novel things like what we did 2 Wednesdays ago when we took to the streets of Jamaica. We fanned out across the country in what we described as a media blitz, and the Prime Minister, primus inter pares, our party leader, was in the vanguard and at the forefront of that in issuing our booklet, while some jokers elected to go and wipe windscreens a couple of days thereafter. We are doing the novel things, Cliff, and I'm on a campaign right now as we speak with a throng of young people. We have managed to excite young laborites, persons who were hitherto on the fence and nonchalant, and we have youngsters from our universities who are in a motorcade as I speak. I'm on the PJ Patterson Highway right now, heading into Damian Young's northwestern Manchester. We're going to be taking Jamaica by storm in terms of our record of performance, our message of achievement, and our message of hope. Because when our manifesto is presented, what we plan to do in a 3rd successive term of office, Cliff, will be unveiled, and will be unveiled in no uncertain terms. And that's what I'm heading in part to Northwest Manchester to do now as we speak.
What are you going to do in Northwest Manchester?
Chris, we take nothing for granted. So there are persons who we know that certain achievements and public services have not reached as yet. There are farmers who have not necessarily benefited from farm roads as yet in some spaces and whatnot. And so we're indicating to them that when you consider the capacity of this Andrew-led Jamaica Labour Party, how it has acquitted itself and our overall stewardship, you can rest assured that while we may not have gotten to you as yet, we will in short order get to you. We're building up capacity, we're maintaining macroeconomic stability, because it is the economy and the state of the economy that will ensure that the government is able to do more for the people of Jamaica, whether it is in healthcare, infrastructure in terms of an expanded SPARK program and whatnot, or a scaled up social housing program under the new social housing program. So we did 300 plus houses essentially. In a 3rd term of office, we want to scale that up considerably and have many more Jamaicans who are living and subsisting in less than ideal circumstances. We want to bring dignity to them in terms of housing, Cliff.
Okay, Mr. Morgan. Thank you very much.
My brother.
Yes, good. 10 minutes after 11. Greg, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Well, that was a blast from Marlon Morgan. Yes.
It was. And
Yes.
you know which part of it I enjoyed most? The last 5 minutes.
Oh.
Because of the question that you asked him. And his response after that. which is what I believe Jamaica people see. If I was Andrew Holness, I would just relax, because there is no prime minister that has accomplished the volume of accomplishment ever in the history of the country. So, I mean, it is his achievement is just for somebody to outdo, and who will that be? So, Andrew Holness don't need to campaign on anything. If you pick anything, roads. If you think about all the roads, Constant Spring Road, Agley Park Road, highways, if you think, Mr. Hughes, one of the things that you will see standard at any accident scene, even if it was at the train derailment, you see police, an ambulance, and a fire truck.
Yeah.
That has just become standard. You see, I told you I brought my grandson to a private doctor, and him still feeling ill, and I brought him next to the Bustamante Hospital because I used to bring my kids there because of the good doctors that are there. And not only did I not have to wait, I got medication free. And I didn't have to ask for it. And he saw a doctor quick, within no time. And anybody who have generations coming up, from kids from in early 2000, and then bring them to Bustamante, you know, you had to wait. You're a good doctor, you know, but you had to wait. Mr. Hughes, when you think about the bus system, you know, some of these taxi men who used to work in the hilly sections, the reason why them turn taxi men is just to help them community. When you look across the board, I told people that one day I heard about this thing named social, when the name come back to me, I get back to it, right? Sustainable development. And when I start to match the goals of the international UN Sustainable Development Goals with what Andrew Holness is doing, I'm realizing the man has passed the test. Because, Mr. Hughes, to me, sustainable development goal is not for you to be 100%, you know, but for you to have a balanced society. So, you know, equal for all. So, Mr. Hughes, the only thing that can become of what Andrew Michael Holness has created is just greater. Him just passed the bar. Him and one was set the world record. So, I mean, I don't know who believes them can be that good or great. But listen, the man has just been exceptional. When you think about his team, is this the A team? Look at what Nigel Clark did. You know, so one time after any hurricane, everything.
So why is he not running away with the elections?
Because you see the election in Jamaica, it is a vibes thing, you know.
A vibes thing?
Let me tell you why. You see the PNP, when you hear people talk about Cecil Charlton, them are talk about PNP grown, their root, the core, because of it's a machinery, you know. How they can get people who can vote to vote. Now, JLP, the people who support JLP are, I think I hear people say mostly like working class people, you know, where on election day they like what he's doing, but I'm tired. They take the opportunity for us. It's just a different mindset. So you see, whereas JLP will create something and say to you, I've created a factory, you can get job. PNP will say to people, say, listen, we are gonna build a place there, you know. We are gonna build it and feed you. So it is just like a mindset.
All right, sir.
So I'm saying the last thing I want to say.
No, sir, we're out of time, man. We're out of time. You have been running for about 10 minutes now. Thank you very much. All right, time for the break.
My hands were steady My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light.
Rhino Jamaica Limited, Jamaica's choice for water tanks and pumps. Now open on Saturdays at our Marcus Garvey Drive location from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The time brought to you by Rhino Jamaica Limited is
16 minutes after 11.
Move with Morenzu at Burt's Auto Parts and get 15% off Morenzu products, including radiators, air filters, oil filters, fuel filters, tie rod ends, rack ends, ball joints, and stabilizer links. Keep your car performing at its best with quality parts you can trust. This offer runs until September 20, 2025, so don't miss out. All you need to do is tell your sales rep the code. Hashtag Move with Morenzu15. Move smart. Move with Morenzu. Only at Burt's Auto Parts. It hurts if you don't check Burt's.
You hear say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready if you go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something. The book swap still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies for buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me hear say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
18 minutes after 11. Patrick is on. Good morning, Patrick.
Morning, Mr. Hughes.
Oh, this is Patrick, the local psephologist.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
And to help my good friend Senator Morgan answer that question where you asked why the third term why do the jail people get the third term? Simple answer is the people of Jamaica is happy and satisfied with Andrew Holness and his team. And the previous
happy and satisfied.
Happy and satisfied with the work that Andrew Holness has been doing.
What's the empirical data you have that suggests that?
Your own poll, last poll that you had out there, was showing the JLP 4% ahead. Was showing Andrew Holness 9 or 10% ahead of Mark Golding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that is telling you something. And as I told you, and we discuss this all the time, the people of Jamaica always vote for the leader of the political parties. From 1944 until now.
Yes.
And that will not stop, because that is the type of system that we have, and that's how our people react. And there are a lot of
the PNP is saying they think that is about to change. Yes, because
they are hoping that it will change because they have a weak leader. They are hoping, but that is not going to change.
But also, they feel that that's why they have gone after Holness with a vengeance.
Right, yeah? That is why they try to go after Holness, because they feel that if they can bring down Holness, they will bring down the Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is they have not been able to bring down Holness, because the people of Jamaica love Andrew Holness, and they're sticking with him and they're standing by him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, today I saw a post by a comrade that's saying that the people of Jamaica look like them they love Barabbas more than Jesus. So they are saying that Mark Golding that's what a comrade post that. They are comparing Mark Golding to Barabbas to Jesus and Andrew Holness to Barabbas. And if that is the case, then the people are saying we want Barabbas. Give us Barabbas and crucify Jesus. That's what they're saying.
Yes.
And there's a love out there for Andrew Holness that is second to none. I have never seen it. I've been watching this politics over the years, and I have never seen a leader that the people love so much.
You weren't around during Michael Manley's time and Buster's time.
Yeah, I was around Michael Manley time. I saw like a Michael Manley. I didn't see Buster. And I hear about Buster. I heard most of Michael Manley. But, I mean, they never love Michael the way they love Andrew.
What was the difference? What's the difference?
Sir?
So what's the difference in the terms of how they loved both men?
The difference is that people will give their life for Andrew Holness. The Jamaican people will give their life for him. There's a difference about Andrew Holness. They see Andrew Holness as one of them. From him, I heard Wayne Chin last night talking about that he should tell his story more. And I agree with Wayne. Because Andrew Holness' story is a unique story. A story that every young Jamaican would want to know and listen to. Because he has come from among us. And he has not left us.
Yes, I think I would agree with you to the extent that they were just as intense about Michael Manley as they were with Andrew, but for different reasons. Yeah, the Jamaican people loved Michael because he was articulate. He was very charismatic. He was able to connect with them in terms of their aspirations. Yeah?
That is true.
Wholeness is a different kind of affinity and affection for wholeness. I think they recognize and relate to him as one of their own. They didn't see Michael as one of their own, because Michael never really connected with people in that kind of way. Yeah, he was always above, aloof, but there was no doubting his love for the people of Jamaica. For wholeness doesn't have the kind of charisma, that Michael had. But wholeness has been able to build that relationship with the people now that they see him as one of their own. He could be their father, he could be their brother, he could be their son, their uncle, as he said on Sunday evening. And they feel that he's being unduly, unfairly, brutalized and attacked.
And the truth is, Mr. Hughes, the PNP not learning. They tried it with his house in 2016, and you saw what happened. And them coming after him again, and they're going to see the result of touching people. And they did it. They tried it with their own Portia. And when they go as far as saying to Portia Simpson Miller that, listen, you're not bright, you don't have any education, you don't have any PhD. The delegates of the People's National Party said to them that yes, Portia have her PhD. Her PhD means Portia has the vote. Don't trouble people that people love.
Let me play back that clip that what Wayne Chen told us last evening when he said that Prime Minister Holness should do more to tell his personal story to voters. Yes? He says Andrew Holness has a compelling story.
You have to campaign in poetry, even if you have to govern in prose. An important part of his poetry is his own story. He put on it last night and he brought his mother on stage, which I thought was a touching moment. He mentioned his father, the one in St. Elizabeth. Yes. He talked about his own journey from a boardhouse in Spanish Town. But I think the bigger audience needs to hear more of his own journey. He is a human, and he may have erred here and there, But he must tell his story, because his story is a compelling story. Whether you're green, orange, or no color at all, he has a compelling story to tell. And I don't think he tells it often enough. And last night he told it emotionally. He needs to show more of that vulnerable human side.
Yes, he needs to. Yes, that moment was a memorable moment when his mother appeared on the stage. Yes, and he made reference to his own family, Juliet and the two boys, and his sister. Yeah, those, you see, political communication, is about hitting people, touching people in personal ways.
Yeah.
Where they can see in you, in your story, their story. Yeah? And that was a memorable moment. Chen says Holness should use aspects of his life to his advantage in appealing to the electorate.
And I agree with him totally, and that's why I brought it up this morning.
Yeah, listen to the other. Just listen to the other clip.
Yes, he's always well turned out and all of this, but he assumes that many of us know his story, but we don't. Political narrative is a funny thing, It's stories. It's the stories they tell us and the stories we believe and we resonate with or we relate to. And I think the Prime Minister is not playing to one of his potential strengths, which is telling his story of how he met Juliet, how they were at primary school, how they went to St. Catherine's High School, whatever. A senior politician many years ago said that in politics you have to be a pedagogue. Even when you're tired of telling the story, you have to repeat. It's something, and it comes back to the whole notion of message discipline. Understand firstly what resonates, and repeat.
Exactly. I think Wayne Chen is absolutely right.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you see, Andrew Holness became emotional on stage on Sunday night. You know why? When he arrived at halfway through and he saw the massive crowd, and he remember what he has gone through the last 2 years, what the PMP and the Integrity Commission tried to put him through. That is why he became emotional, because he never expected in his wildest dream that the people of Jamaica would have turned out to see him so much. And what you are most of, I think, Holness knew, that the entire central Jamaica and western Jamaica was not there. Me myself, we had to put up a big screen in Alexandria and watch it from there.
Alexandria in St. Anne?
In St. Anne.
Oh.
In Christiana in Manchester, Argy Marks and her team did the same thing. In Mandeville, the other persons were doing the same thing, and in St. Elizabeth and Western Jamaica. When those persons never attend halfway tree, because I wouldn't have room for them. We had to put up big screen in these areas and watch Andrew Holness. And I tell you something, Mr. Hughes, when Andrew Holness arrived at halfway through Sunday night, and I saw the crowd, the Xavier main crowd in Alexandria, how they reacted to the arrival at the Prime Minister, as if they were in halfway tree. They want to touch the screen. They were jumping and screaming as if they were near.
It was political theatre of the highest order.
Yes, sir.
It was.
And that is why I know and I can feel it, that the people of Jamaica is going to return Dr. Michael Andrew Holness back to Garden House and his team to continue the work. Some MPs who might be turned off, people like Bobby Montague, Dunn, and others who were about to lose, the Andrew Holness factor will save them.
Oh.
I can tell you that.
You feel his coattails are back?
And his coattail is longer and better than it was 2020.
Wow, I don't think so.
I am telling you, it has gotten a new ball.
Okay.
And it is there. And you will see it in the result. Your posters are in the field now, Mr. I suspect.
Yes.
Right. And the results you will see when it comes back to you. The people are ready. You ask the previous caller, why isn't Andrew Holness running away with the election? Who say he's not? He is running away with the election.
Oh, all right. You tell me what you know that we don't know yet. Yes?
I am telling you.
Hold on. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
Bird Shack Fried Chicken Summer Vibes promotion. Spend $1,000 or more at any store this August and win weekly prizes of JBL speakers or earbuds, plus a grand prize of a 50-inch smart TV. Bird Shack Fried Chicken.
The time brought to you by Bird Shack Fried Chicken is
11:30.
Educators, it's your summer your way. Let's go. Upgrade your ride with the sweet summer sale from the JTA. Cooperative Credit Union.
Educators, take the driver's seat with the sweet summer sale from the JTA Credit Union. Ride in style with a new car or take that well-deserved vacation with a personal loan. Low interest rates, flexible terms, and fast approval. It's your summer your way. For more info, call 876-618-1706.
The sweet summer sale from the JTA. Cooperative Credit
Serving
Union.
our members, impacting lives positively.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
Yes, Patrick. What you know?
You and I know
that
who watch the politics, who follow the politics, knows that it's 22 seats that decide how the election goes.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with me?
I would say between 22, maximum 23, 24. Yes.
Oh, that decide how the election goes. There are marginal seats that swing either way. Take a couple hundred votes or sometimes less than that to swing those constituencies.
Yeah.
And the Andrew Holness factor will swing those constituencies to the Jamaica Labour Party. And that is what's going to make the difference, and that is what's going to allow Andrew Holness to run away with it.
Mm.
It is not as close as I saw it 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Andrew Holness factor is back. And people like Wayne Chen who study this thing, and that's why he said Andrew Holness must tell more of his story.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Jamaican people, the ordinary Jamaican people, can live with the Andrew Holness story, understand the Andrew Holness story, because they live it every day.
Yes.
And when as Andrew said Sunday night, when they released his thing about his 2 taxis, the ordinary Jamaican will start with 1 taxi and him have 2 taxis. And the Jamaican people say, Andrew Holness is a taxi man too. Yeah, one a week.
Mm-hmm.
He's just about everything in the construction.
Mm-hmm.
Like the normal Jamaican. Him don't have no big investment bank.
Mm-hmm. Him never inherit a trust fund at 21.
No trust fund. In the bar, we don't go spoon in our mouth. Him work to him up. And that is why the PMP bad mind him.
Mm.
Because he has worked hard and he has worked smartly. And he has put his money to use.
Yes.
And Andrew love people and help people. Mr. Hughes, if Andrew is coming to Alexandria tomorrow morning, I'm sure the handcart man, everybody who sell little something, will line up and come down there with them things because them know Mr. Holness are going to buy out whatever them have. That's how the Jamaican people feel about him. Because that's what he has done to the Jamaican people. And I'm telling you, I don't know about the 4th term, but I can tell you right now, the 3rd term is just cook and curry. All the JLP need to execute on election day.
But Patrick, deal with this for me. The level of apathy among the registered voters in the country. Are more of them going to turn out this time than they did in the COVID election?
Yes, absolutely. Because first of all, the PMP base is going to show up. They didn't show up COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are going to show up, and the young people.
And if the PMP base shows up, yes, what does that mean for the Labour Party? Will its base show up?
It means that a seat like Central Manchester that Rhoda won by 1,000 votes in 2020,
Yes.
she might just win it by about 400 or 500 votes. I mean that she's not going to win. That's what is going to happen. And I can tell you, last year I was saying to you that I think Rhoda was in trouble. I think Rhoda is going to walk away with that seat right now. And I tell you that I told you before that Rhoda Crawford is the best member of parliament that Central Manchester has ever seen. My problem with Rhoda then was the political work. Since then, she has taken heed and she has done the political work. She has gotten back her team on board and she has made them amends with whatever it was, and she's out there. And she's far ahead of Donovan Mitchell. The difference between Donovan and winning is just the Ken factor.
Yeah.
Because Ken is very influential in Central Manchester. The Central Manchester people love him.
So how is that going to be dealt with?
Well, at the end of the day, it is not his name on the ballot box.
It's Rhoda.
It's Rhoda
Donovan
versus Mitchell. And Rhoda has done enough to deserve her second term. If there's two members of parliament that I know that have done enough from 2020 to be returned, is Rhoda Crawford and Donovan Williams in Central Kingston. They have done the work, the infrastructure work and the political work.
Yes.
Look at what Donovan has done to Central Kingston. The people of Central Kingston didn't know that they could get these type of services from their MPs. All they used to do is use them. Senator Morgan just told you that he's on his way to Northwest Manchester. Because the people in Northwest Manchester is saying, we're fed up with Michael Phillips and the PNP. 80 years of the PNP, nothing. And they grudge what is happening in Central Manchester. And they want that for themselves. I told you last week that the same thing is happening in South East, St. Anne. We're coming to 80 years of the PNP. Nothing from Lisa, nothing from Froggy Mullins, nothing from the others. Nothing from the others.
So, Patrick, are you expecting us to believe or to accept that the PNP is about to lose South East St. Anne?
The PNP stand a good chance of losing South East St. Anne right now. I'm not prepared to call it right as we speak.
That is incredible, because that would be a political earthquake.
They came with
that would be a
tsunami.
Yeah, they came. Yes, Lisa came within what, 34 votes.
32 votes. 32 seats. 32 votes of losing it. 32.
Yes.
And if the JLP had to Ryan Simpson,
yes,
she would have been a Ghana.
Yes, he would have won it.
Yeah, she would have been a Ghana. So I'm telling you, all of this, the political landscape has shifted. The PNP is right. It's a shift from them. This is no more PNP country.
Well, I'm hearing that, but we have to see when the votes are tallied.
Yes, sir. Andrew Hollis and his team has done the work. The Jamaican people are not no fool, and they're not ungrateful. They want to continue the prosperity. Nurses, teachers, the policemen, they are at a level that they have never been in the history of their lives. Thanks to the Andrew Hollis-led administration.
So why am I hearing that Michelle Charles out in East St. Thomas is in trouble against Rosemary Shaw?
Because, Michelle, it's a different issue. Remember, our politics sometimes are local, you know.
Yeah.
It's a different issue of how she has handled that constituency, has handled her local people, especially our councillors. If a politician want to have, an MP want to have longevity, you have to have a good relationship with your councillors. Your councillors are your grown soldiers. They are the grown commanders. They are the go-to persons. That your councillors are the first set of people that the community come to before them see the MP. So you have to have a good relationship with them. And I think Michelle came in and she never understand the system, and that's how our problem came.
Yeah. So she has some a lot of fence mending to do. That won't be. She doesn't have enough time, does she?
She does. I mean, the party has gone in and is helping her, and I expect her to pull through. I mean, her father have a lot of.
I hear her father is out there virtually every day.
Right. Yes, he's out there. He's with her, and he has a lot of.
And her sister.
Yes, and yes, because she ran out there some time ago as well.
Right. Yeah.
So people know them. So she will get the help. And I expect her to pull through by a small margin, but she will come through. She will come through, and the Angie Holness factor will help her to pull through. Because if it wasn't Angie Holness, she would have gone. It's a fact. So the Angie Holness factor will make the difference.
So what is your seat prediction now, Patrick?
42 seats.
42.
Last time I told you it was 34, we are gone to 42 seats.
42-21.
42-21.
Oh.
Angie Holness factor is going to make the difference in this election. And the PMP made the mistake in 2016 by attacking God anointed Angie Holness, and they have done it again, and that is going to backfire on them big time.
Oh, all right.
People at Jamaica, they want to see, they want to hear from Peter Bunting. They don't want to hear nothing about dating.
He's gone quiet. Peter Bunting has gone quiet after he made that boo-boo about killing off poor people picking with buses. Yeah. I don't hear from him.
Yeah, but he better shut up his mouth. He's better off shutting up his mouth.
Yes.
Damon Crawford is a disaster. Look at the team. Look at them. Man for man. Mr. Hughes, to be honest, I ask you an honest question. If you had come from Mars,
yes,
and you come to Jamaica, and you are coming to this election period, and you listen to the PMP platform, and you listen to the JLP platform, what is coming on board platform, and you want to make an informed and intelligent decision for which party to vote for. Be honest with the Jamaican people. Which party will you vote for?
Well, if I were coming from Mars and to land on Earth, I wouldn't be a broadcast journalist of some time, yeah? And that imposes on me, yeah, certain burdens. Right? But seriously, it is a point, and I've said it, yeah, in my own observation and commentary. The PNP has been intellectually lazy for the last several years, and it has not put in the work, yes, to get itself in a position where it can present a viable, credible policy option, alternative way of doing things, getting things done to the Jamaican electorate. And it is on that score, it is worried and troubled, 3 weeks out, that it is not running away with the election after spending 2 terms in opposition. It should be over, bar the shouting now, for the opposition. It's not. Have I answered your question?
Yes, to an extent, but it's all right. I understand. I understand. You sound like the ambassador, but I understand. But it is what is coming from the PMP platform is not even laziness; it's dunceness. There's nobody saying anything with substance. Nobody. And when you listen to what is coming from the JLP, everybody is singing from the same hymn book.
Yeah.
When you listen to Crawford is saying something totally different from what the spokesperson, Julian Robertson, is saying, from what Bunting is saying, from what the leader is saying, from what Dayton Campbell, and vice versa. Every one of them is singing from different songbook. It's going to be a hell of a confusion if we ever elect them.
Yes. Yeah.
We have to stick with Andrew Holness and his team because they know what they're about. They have the blueprint. They have everything planned out for the Jamaican people. And we are moving in the right direction. And let us continue the prosperity. Let's continue the progress. The JLP and Andrew Holness is on its way for the 3rd consecutive term. They earn it. They earn it. And I want to join with Winchin in saying to the Prime Minister, we need to hear more of your story. It's a compelling story, and the Jamaican people want to hear it.
All right, Patrick. Thank you for the contribution today. Thank
You're
you.
most welcome, Mr. Youth.
All right, time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had
Furniture Land at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furniture Land is
14 minutes to 12.
Need fast, reliable delivery? Speed Services has you covered. We offer air freight 2 times weekly and sea freight once a week. Perfect for getting your packages to Jamaica fast. Just visit speedshipja.com. That's speed with 3 E's. Need a bearer, food delivery, or local delivery for your business? Call or text 876-484-8850 and follow us on Instagram at speedshipja. That's speed with 3 E's. Speed Services, where speed meets service.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
13 minutes going up to 12. Errol, good morning.
Oh, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, we can start today now. You see a Michael Manley and a Andrew Holness? Eh?
Yeah, man, may I hear you?
A Michael Manley loved by the people, a Andrew Holness loved by the people. You can't put a Michael Manley with a Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness scouting at the field. When Andrew touch the field, the people, them hug Andrew, the people, them jump on Andrew, the baby, them cry for Andrew, everything. Michael Manley never reaching at the stage of field, Mr. Hughes, so you can't put him with Andrew. You know that? Because a long time you're in this politics thing, you know, so you don't know, you know. No Prime Minister you never see on a campaign train and walk up in the lane, go across the river, go down in the gully where Andrew do. No Prime Minister don't do that. So you can't put none of them with Andrew. Andrew,
No. I don't agree with you that no other prime minister has done that. No, sir.
Tell me who
Portia did it. Siaga did it. Michael did it. Yeah. PJ did it. No, man. No.
You didn't see Michael Manley take off in boat and go across the river barefoot. You ever see Michael do that?
I don't remember that specific act. I don't remember that specific act. But
take off in shoes, go across, broke up in pants, go across the river, and go. No, please,
which former prime minister carry water upon him head?
Former prime minister, I remember that.
Siaga did. After Gilbert. Many buckets of water, Siaga. It was on the JBC TV news. Never forget it.
So, but Siaga is a good prime minister.
You see Michael crossing the valleys and the hills of Jamaica. Yeah? PJ Patterson walking the hills and valleys of Jamaica. Bruce Golding, they all had to do it, sir. They all had to do it. All over the country, man. No, man.
PJ drive, man.
They all drove. They all drove.
But you see, when Andrew a tour, Andrew pa, walk, go down there, so up there, so. But I tell them, I don't know them like that, the Prime Minister, this, sir. But Mr. Hughes, let me say something to you. When all the election was going and clip run, don't every station have a replay a clip?
A replay of what?
A clip like go tough and replay the thing when I don't. Every station have a replay a clip where they can dig and play it.
Yeah.
Because 2007 when the same KD night lick out from Porsche as a Porsche at least. When the little farmer man, you remember the little farmer man, the farmer man when they kill him?
No. Which farmer man?
When KD night the Porsche are done and no can't lead countryman and the farmer man in lick out and chat where him say man and then they say then they kill him and you see?
I don't remember that.
Alright, yes, we play when I KD night says, I know him alone said, Damian Crawford said, Mark Golden a 400 runner, Andrew a 800 runner, so Mark Golden can't keep up with Andrew. Him said that to, so then we play them clip there, make them hear what they say, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then still a talk about them over so. You come out to play them clip there.
What?
You really play them clip.
No. We're not campaigning for you. I want to play them. What's here? You know easy.
We are going to put them out now.
Yeah, when you put them out, we play them. But why we going to play them now? I know we're not campaigning.
Put them in the art. Everything we'll put in the art.
Yeah, they not do that. I'm paying me for play it.
Yes, we'll put them in the art.
Yes.
So make him tell about him going to sue. Him soon know him going to sue. A cock boat kill cock.
Mm.
You see that?
Yes. Yes, sir. Cock mouth kill cock.
Cock mouth kill cock.
Remember that was a political ad? You remember that political ad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So nobody can talk like a tough time do nothing. Tough time not do nothing. Tough time replay thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are going to sue it, when you come to the sue, you are going to hear it everywhere. Can't say everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Hughes. And there's more to come to. Because
Yeah.
just a start.
Oh. It seemed like you in the engine room.
All right, man.
You in the engine room.
You're doing the kind of room me now.
You're one of them who them test it out pan first before them run with it.
They don't test no pan, me, sir. But me give what you to Caesar.
Yeah.
Me give what you to Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Them are going to run, you know.
Yeah. All right. Who's next to me? Brown. Mr. Brown.
Yeah. Hi. Good afternoon, Mr. Hughes.
It's still morning.
Oh, it's still morning. Yes. Yeah. Two things I want to talk about. The road in Nightingale Grove in the Spring Village community in St. Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
It really needs some attention. So we're just calling on our member of parliament, Mr. Warmington.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that road really needs some attention. It's in a real bad condition. They had resurfaced a portion of it. So the road is about 2 kilometers, and they had resurfaced about a kilometer of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so another 1 kilometer is left to be redone. So if they could even just do a mark and then roll it, because what we did before was to just marl it and left it, so they didn't roll it properly. So it is really terrible. It's come like you're driving in a riverbed, basically. You know. So even if the member of parliament, our member of parliament, or even the minister of work, Morgan, you know, could give some attention to that road. Just resurface it, and that would make it into a better driving condition for us. The other point, though, Mr. Hughes, is, you know, I want to say that where we are in this country at this moment, I really believe that if we were here 15 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago, you know, I really believe that places like Singapore would still come back to us asking us for advice. You know, the country is really in a good position, and I think the Jamaican people should just really stay the course and you know, give Andrew a third term. You know, we are really in a good position to make our basically take off. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're saying you're asking the Jamaican people to stick with wholeness.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Good. All right. Yeah. East Central. Good morning.
My name is Hughes.
Good morning, sir.
Long time, man, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Out your nomination day this season, I'm out your 18 of this month, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, man, because I got a report as a roving reporter down in the western part of the island, especially East Central, North Trelawny, just like I did on the local government election.
Uh-huh.
Out here, you know. Yeah.
Oh, so you'll be busy on nomination day?
Yeah, man, I got busy cover some little polling stations, some little areas where people nominate. Yeah, so that's my job out here on the 18th of August, 2025. Okay. I remember last year, the last general election, 2023, I was looking at some background seats, swing seats, undecided seats. Seats will always stay one place and move from another place. So I am here 2025 now looking back at some seats, because 2020 I look at some seats where we know is a swing seat, which was Central St. James, and we had West Central St. James, and with the South St. James has moved now. So we're now looking at some new, fresh, bright aspirants coming into the system, wanted to unseat the person who was there before, and we're also looking at person who was there and wanted to keep the seat. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at right at East Central St. James. Let me start from East Central St. James.
Mm-hmm. No, we have to. You called me a little too late for that East Central.
I'm on the phone 1 hour and 20 minutes before you take my call now.
Hush. I'm sorry. Call me back tomorrow morning. Take his number, producer. We call him back tomorrow morning. All right? That's where we have to leave it for the morning session. We have to make way now for the world at noon. We'll be back at 12:30.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
You hear, say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready to go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something, the book swap still go on?
Yes, man, still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies to buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me here say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 12 o'clock.
The News at Noon teasers are brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at Noon for this afternoon, Tuesday, August 12, 2025. The alleged masterminds of the deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family were known violence producers. 3 people injured in a shooting at a wake in Portmore. The JLP's Newton Amos predicts he will end the PNP's dominance in Northwest St. Catherine.
I will be the next member of parliament, and I will come back and remind you that I did say so.
Work underway on more than 80 roads under the Spark program. In regional news, the Inter-American Development Bank is giving Haiti $44 million to expand its support for vulnerable citizens. In international news, at least 40 people have been killed in an attack on a camp for displaced people in Sudan. And in sports, former West Ham United striker Mikel Antonio wants to represent Jamaica at the 2026 World Cup. The details after the break.
The News at Noon teasers were brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The police say the 2 men who were the masterminds of the deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family on Saturday, August 10, 2025, were known violence producers who were deeply involved in gang activity. The attack claimed the life of the policeman's wife. Dana Davy reports.
The 2 masterminds, Andre Reed, otherwise called Zul or Little Zul, and Lindell George Gray, otherwise called Frass or Sassafras, were shot dead in separate confrontations with police on Monday. Police say Reed was the reputed leader of the notorious Catan Defense Force KDF gang. The KDF gang is alleged to have ordered the hit on the policeman's family. The gang reportedly operates from Catan Lane in Mount Salem in St. James. Intelligence indicates that Gray, who was reporting to the Anchovy police station twice weekly on a murder charge, was a known associate of Reed. He is alleged to be one of the hitmen working for the KDF gang in St. James. Gray is also said to be an associate of O'Shane Bruckhand Francis, one of St. James's most wanted men, and Christopher Alkaline Hunter. Hunter is in custody for multiple armed robberies in Montego Bay. Police say Gray had been the target of several previous operations and was arrested and charged for a double murder. The police high command says threats have been issued by the KDF gang against members of the security forces and their families. As a result, the threat level has been raised and members of the JCF have been advised to exercise extreme caution, particularly in St. James and neighboring parishes. The policeman and his son remain hospitalized in serious condition. Dana Davy for Nationwide News.
The police have sent an appeal for a 39-year-old Clarendon mechanic to turn himself in. He is Aljamar Brown of Clarendon Gardens in Mapen, Clarendon. The police want to question Brown about murders and shootings in Clarendon and other parishes. The police are asking Aljamar Brown to report immediately to the Mapen police station. The JLP standard bearer for Northwest St. Catherine, Newton Amos, says a growing number of voters are turning to the ruling party after years of broken promises and underwhelming representation by the PNP. He was speaking on Nationwide this morning on Tuesday. Mahira Stewart reports.
According to Amos, constituents are tired of the status quo in Northwest St. Catherine.
People will use statistics and numbers to determine such a perception. But the realities on the ground has changed and has shifted, largely. on the basis of the performance of these people. So Mr. Pickersgill never left the constituency as a member of parliament. He has remained in the constituency as against Mr. Graham, who, since he has won, has left the constituency and not returned to the people. He broke his promise to the people. That, in my mind, is sufficient for the people to determine in their mind that this is not something that they are going to tolerate. I'm relying on them to make that change.
Amos will be contesting the general elections for a third time on the JLP's ticket. In 2016, Amos lost to then long-standing MP, the PNP's Robert Pickersgill. Pickersgill won the seat for the PNP from 1989 to 2020. In 2020, he was also bested by the PNP's Hugh Graham, who won the seat by 148 votes following a magisterial recount. Graham secured 5,371 votes and Amos got 5,223. This was one of the PNP's smallest margins of victory in the seat. Graham stepped away from the PNP's shadow cabinet in 2023 and has faced backlash for his prolonged absences from Parliament since then. Amos claims Graham has been an absentee MP.
We have done our own local polls and we are satisfied with the result. The people are gunning for a change. They are fed up with the misrepresentation and the misleadership of the constituency, the way it has been managed for the past 40 years. When you look at the roads, they are the worst in the constituency. When a pregnant woman had birth to her child coming out of Moloch weeks ago, because of the state of the road, because of the absence of the Member of Parliament and the councillors for the PNP, you don't think that people will wake up and come to the realization that this is not good for them, that they need the change?
The former senior superintendent of police says it's in the best interest of the constituents of Northwest St. Catherine to vote for the JLP.
I would say that this is a period under which I am expecting that the people of Northwest St. Catherine will make the change necessary to coincide with the return of a third term for the government JLP, because leaving Northwest St. Catherine to be mismanaged under a PNP MP is not going to be in sync with the mood and state of the rest of the country. It is in their best interest to vote for the JLP and to change the status quo of the management of the constituency via the representative of the People's National Party. That's my position.
Amos is set to face the PNP's Damian Crawford in the September 3 general election. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Newton Amos says concerns about his electability following 2 defeats at the general election plus defeat in the 2024 local government election are being exaggerated.
We have seen people who are high-profile people in the PNP that have lost their seats, that have never lost before. We have seen the East Portland issue, where that seat has never been in the JLP column, and there is a newcomer that just came and wiped them off. So what's the big difference? We are going to make the change in Northwest St. Catherine, despite the punters who are gunning for the PNP, that they, the people, and one of the things that we have always been doing is to underestimate the intelligence of the Jamaican people, and that's a big mistake. We will prove that mistake come September 3. I will be the next Member of Parliament, and I will come back and remind you that I did say so.
Newton Amos, a JLP standard bearer for Northwest St. Catherine. 3 people were shot and injured at a wake in Waterford, Portmore, St. Catherine on Monday night. Reports are that 2 men were sitting on a roof when a gunman approached them and opened gunfire. It's understood that one of the men was shot and injured. He's believed to be the target of the attack. 2 elderly people, a man and his wife, were also shot and injured in the exchange of gunfire. The wife was grazed by a bullet while the husband was shot in the arm. Member of Parliament for South East St. Catherine, the JLP's Robert Miller, says that the police are working to find the gunman.
We want to assure the residents that Council and I are doing everything in our powers to ensure that this area remains peaceful as best as possible. There is no space for criminals and heinous crime here in Southeast St. Catherine. There is no haven here for them. I want to thank the members of the JCF who has been quick on the scene, and they are doing a thorough investigation. They are following a couple leads, and I'm sure that the person's perpetrator for this crime will be taken to books.
Robert Miller, MP for South East St. Catherine. Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, is welcoming news of a feasibility study exploring the potential of a regional stock exchange for the Caribbean. The study was commissioned by the CARICOM private sector organization CPSO. CPSO has awarded the contract for the study to leading accounting and auditing firm PricewaterhouseCoopers. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
According to the CPSO, the study will focus on exploring models for a regional intermediary mechanism for securities trading, incorporating key market institutions such as securities exchanges, securities regulators, broker-dealers, and issuers. The aim is the creation of an integrated capital market across CARICOM member states. Managing Director of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the largest in the region, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, says the move is a welcome one.
This is good news that an initiative such as this has been taken. It is very important that the decisions that we take regarding having a regional exchange, in whichever form, is really grounded by research to see what other countries have and what is the result of it. The bottom line, though, is that as we speak about uniting the region, this is one area that I think will bring value to the Caribbean people, and the region on the whole.
The CPSO says the study will be undertaken in 2 phases. Phase 1 is the establishment of the feasibility of a regional stock exchange. Phase 2 will then identify the appropriate model and outline the fit-for-purpose architecture. Dr. Street Forrest says a regional model has the benefit of seamlessly integrating the various disparate exchanges, thereby creating a larger pool for investment.
Well, what we have now, we have several stock exchanges, and each has its own listings. And so where you have transactions from an investor in one region wanting to buy or sell stock in another, those persons will have to go through a broker in the other home country. That creates a difficulty. And so one of the things that would do is seamlessly connect, whether it is that you still have your own exchange, but by technology you are linked, it will be seamlessly connecting all exchanges so that one, you have a bigger footprint, and two, you have a more seamless and efficient connectivity through technology.
Meanwhile, the JSE Managing Director says the regional model has the added benefit of making the Caribbean more attractive to global investors.
Outside, we become a block. People will see those persons who want to invest within the Caribbean will see a greater force in terms of more companies to invest in more areas in terms of if I go into a security, how can I get out to go into another? And how do I do that seamlessly? So that is one of the advantages for us, that will be seen as more attractive to external players.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says his administration is being strategic in selling state-owned lands to private operators. In 2017, the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, was ordered to sell 20% of its properties. Speaking at Monday's groundbreaking ceremony for the Palace Grand Resort in St. James, Dr. Holness explained that the divestment allows for the development of the island.
This property is was part of the UDC's land bank. There are some persons who would be saying, why are we forcing the UDC to give up some of its land bank? Well, how is growth going to happen if the assets that could generate growth are locked into an entity that itself may not have the resources, the know-how, the technical expertise, the connections to develop the asset? So government and government entities that have assets have to adopt a posture where they are willing to put these assets on the market and in partnership with the private sector to ensure that the assets can be developed.
The Palace Grand Resort will feature 1,200 suites and more than 13 restaurants. It comes at a cost of $750 million. The Prime Minister says the sale of land to hoteliers will be beneficial for the entire country.
So just think about it. This asset in the land bank of the UDC, how many people are employed? How much tax will we get from it? How will it help the country? It may look good on a balance sheet, but that's an unrealized gain. So the government took a deliberate decision in putting the land out in a competitive way for the private sector to develop the land. It is an advance of our policy of the Partnership for Prosperity. This is not only a private benefit that will happen. The entire country will benefit.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Water Minister Matthew Samuda says 6 major water improvement projects are set for completion across the island if the Holness administration gets a third straight term in office. Minister Samuda was speaking at a JLP mass rally at Halfway Tree Square on Sunday.
We will go further, and we care about rural Jamaicans. It is why in the next term, we will start 6 major water projects that will benefit 38,000 more Jamaicans, including Agwater Vale and Mason Hall in St. Mary, Albert Town in Southern Trelawney, Union and Balaclava in St. Elizabeth, Port Morant in St. Thomas, Green Park to Bamboo in St. Ann. You see, labor rights, we're not leaving anybody behind because we choose Jamaica.
He says the plans are also in train to improve water supply in several town centres.
But we're not ignoring our town centres. Many of our town centres have water trouble, even in places like West Kingston. That is why this government will tear out the leaking pipes, will replace the rotting pipes and lay brand new pipes, and cut leaks from an average of 65% to 35% next term.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for water. Meanwhile, Minister Samuda says several water improvement projects will be implemented in western parishes.
We are also very focused on those in the west who continue to suffer. It is why we will replace cross-country mains from places like Falmouth to Negril, so communities like Rose Heights and Green Island no longer will suffer. We will complete the construction of the Rio Cobre water treatment plant to once and for all solve the water problems in Kingston and St. Andrew, Portmore and Spanish Town.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for water. To regional and international news now. Regional, the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, is giving Haiti a grant of $44 million to expand its support for vulnerable residents. More than 200,000 people between the ages of 15 and 35 are targeted under the program. Beneficiaries must be returnees and must not be enrolled in a school or be employed. The IDB says the program aims to reduce the risk of violence and social exclusion by creating jobs and pathways to reintegration. It combines paid community work with on-the-job training, digital literacy, and entrepreneurship support. The grant is expected to support the rehabilitation of 10 multipurpose youth centers. Some of the funds will also go towards offering healthcare screenings, mental health services, and support for survivors of gender-based violence. International, at least 40 people have been killed in an attack on a camp for displaced people in Sudan's western Darfur region. The camp was created more than 2 decades ago by people from non-Arab communities who were fleeing attacks by the militia. It is home to at least 200,000 people. Sudanese media are reporting that the camp was caught in the crossfire of fighting in El Fasher, but the aid group inside the camp said some of those killed were shot in their homes while others were gunned down in public. Allegations are that the assault was carried out by the Rapid Support Forces. El Fasher, which came under intense attack as well, is the last major foothold in Darfur for the army and its allies, which have been fighting the paramilitary RSF in a civil war for the last 2 years. The conflict has triggered a humanitarian crisis, with the UN warning that families trapped in the besieged city faced starvation. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
Success powered by learning. The Time, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
12:20.
Truth is,
HIV affects everyone. Truth is, avoiding care leads to a weaker immune system. That means you could get really sick. The truth is, the hardest pill to swallow isn't the medication. It's the problems that follow when you don't take them. Let's get through this together. Remain in care. You can live life to the fullest with HIV. And that's the truth. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Still sweating with that old fan? It's time to upgrade! Meet Glacier, the AC unit that thinks for you. Energy efficient to slash your power bill. Wi-Fi enabled so you can control it from your phone. And self-cleaning because you've got better things to do. Powerful, smart, hassle-free. Call now at 876-923-6521-3. Gaddy's Refrigeration Limited, delivering the perfect cooling solution tailored to your needs.
Attention all data protection enthusiasts. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM every Tuesday at 8:20 a.m. and Thursday at 8:25 a.m. for a new program, Data Protection Matters. Starting June 4, 2024, join us as we delve into crucial topics that will keep you informed and compliant. Data Protection Matters is hosted by Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy, your trusted partner in data protection. Don't miss out. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:20 and every Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Stay protected, stay informed with Nationwide 90 FM and Design Privacy.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news, this is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. National men's 200 meters champion Brian Lavelle. He produced a superb lifetime best a short while ago to win the event at the Istvan July Memorial Continental Meeting in Hungary. Lavelle logged 19.69 seconds, also a meet record to solidify himself as one of the favorites for a podium place at the World Championships in September in Tokyo, Japan. Dominic Williams finished the second in the men's 60 meters in 6.66, while Michael Campbell finished the fourth. Kadrian Golson was sixth, and Adrian Carr finished the seventh. Hansel Parchment, the former Olympic champion, was second in the 110 meters hurdles in 13.24 seconds. Orlando Bennett was fifth in 13.32. Cheyenne Salmon was sixth in the women's 400 meters hurdles. A short time ago, the women's 100 meters went off, and it did seem as if Tina Clayton won it. Shericka Jackson was in the race. Shelley and Fraser Price was also in the race. And I'll be updating you on the official placing of that women's 100 meters in a short time from now. Kishane will be running in the men's 100 meters. 20 Jamaicans are in action today in Hungary. And we're really monitoring these performances because it's inching closer to the World Championships over there in Tokyo, Japan. We'll be over there in Tokyo, Japan to provide all the happenings from the Japanese capital September 13 to 21, and you can be sure to hear the meet right here on Nationwide 90 FM. So as I say, I'm going to be updating you on that women's 100 meters, which went off as I was heading to studios, and give you the official result from that one. And the J3As has made several changes to the team that will represent Jamaica at the NACAC Track and Field Championships in Freeport, Bahamas, August 15 to 17. Tia Clayton, Ashante Moore, and Kerrika Hill have all withdrawn from their individual events. Clayton, who failed to finish in the women's 100 meters at the National Senior Championship, was replaced by Janelle Smith in that event. We reported that about a couple of weeks ago. Meanwhile, Moore has been replaced in the women's 200 meters by Renisha McGregor. Sports analyst Leighton Levy is not surprised by Moore's withdrawal.
Ashante Moore pulling out of the knockout championships was as perhaps expected, because I think a big part of why she would would have been interested in competing at those championships would be to attain the qualifying standards for World Athletics, which she has subsequently, accomplished 22:40, and of course now 10:94. Not that she's in the 100, but the fact is, I think for her development is right now, I think probably the primary focus leading into the World Championships is to get some, extra block of training in to make her even better for the World Championship.
Hill has been replaced in the women's 100 meters hurdles by Unique Thompson. Levy says Hill continues to be a mystery.
I can't count on one hand the number of times we've seen Karika Hill compete since she turned pro out of high school a few years ago. So this is yet another. One can only assume that there's a specific reason, maybe injury, maybe something unforeseen. But she continues to be a mystery, two-time World Under-20 champion. She ran national championships, but we haven't seen her since. And based on what we're seeing now, we may not see her again for the foreseeable future in terms of this current season.
In the 4x100 meters relay, McGregor will replace Clayton, while Brianna Williams and Thompson have been added to the pool. Meanwhile, Jamaica's women's 4x400 meters relay team may miss out on their opportunity to strengthen their place at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. The Jamaicans are the only team entered for the event at the NACAC Championship. Jamaica currently sits in the last qualifying place, 16th, based on the 3 minutes 24.92 at the 2024 Olympic Games last year in Paris. Levy says as long as only the 15 countries ranked ahead of Jamaica run faster than that time between now and the cutoff date for August 25, Jamaica is in.
As it looks right now, it will be in vain because the rules dictate that for Jamaica's time to be ratified at NACAC, they would need at least 2 other competitors in that 4x4 relay. Without those competitors, then whatever time Jamaica runs by itself will not be ratified, and then that possibly rules them out of the World Championships.
After finding themselves in a spot of bother, 113 for 4, the West Indies innings, this of course is some cricket. We're not yet at the top of the cricket, but that was Leighton Levy talking about the NACAC team and the 4x400 meters women's team's chances of solidifying their spot in Tokyo. Captain Shea Hope slammed an entertaining century to steer the West Indies to 294 for 6 in the third and final one-day international against Pakistan at the Brian Lara Stadium in Tarouba. Hope, who scored a magnificent century, marking the 18th of his top scoring with an unbeaten 120. This mark now leaves Hope's third on the list of most centuries scored by a West Indian in the 50-over format.
That should be it. It's the epitome of a captain's knock. Another one-day international 100 for the West Indian captain. It is 18th and the second against Pakistan. Only Brian Charles Lara and Chris Gale ahead of him for most centuries for the West Indies in this format.
So coming to there from Tarouba in Trinidad and Tobago, where the West Indies are taking on the Pakistanis in the third and final one-day international. And the series win for the West Indies is very, very important because they're battling at the moment to get into the 2027 Cricket World Cup. And let me just give you a bit more detail on that West Indies innings of 294 for 6. And I could just tell you, 43 from Justine Greaves. So he was there with Hope at the end at 294 for 6. And I'm just trying to bring up the rest of the scorecard to give you an idea. Okay, here it is. So 36 for Ruston Chase, 43 not out for Justine Greaves, which means the partnership between himself and Hope is well over 100. And brilliant batting from the two. And Nazim Shah bagged the 2 for 72. And Abrar Ahmed, he picked up 2 for 34. So Pakistan will now need 295 to win the game and indeed to win the series. So we'll continue to have a look at that. All right, the West Indies Rising Stars on the 17th encounter between Jamaica and the Leeward Islands has been abandoned due to rain. The teams were scheduled to meet on today's opening day of competition at the Pier Recreation Ground in Trinidad, but persistent rain has forced the officials to call off the game. In other opening day games, host Trinidad and Tobago were 113 for 4, and this after 35 overs against Barbados at the Inchin Ali Park, and the Windward Islands were 172 for 5 after 38 overs on the ball against Guyana at the National Cricket Stadium in Couva. And the 100 meters, Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith, she won in 10.97 seconds. Tina Clayton, who I thought won, over in lane number 2, she did 10.99. And Sherika Jackson, 11 seconds on the nose. And Kishane Thompson, he won his in 9.96 seconds. So the two 100 meters titles went to Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith from the Côte d'Ivoire. She did 10.97. And Kishane, the national champion and fastest man in the world this year, did 9.96 seconds to win the men's 100 meters. It's all going down in Budapest, and they're all taking aim at Tokyo in Japan in September. All right, we'll have to put an end to sport at this time. We've got lots more, but it's a fast-moving day with the Indies playing cricket, the Jamaican athletes in action over there in Budapest, the under-17 cricketers over there in Trinidad and Tobago. It's a fast-moving early afternoon for sport, but be sure that we're going to bring you all the action later on in our next sportscast at 5:25 and, of course, at 6:05 in our main sportscast as well. Until then, my name is Wayne Walker. Have a good rest of the afternoon.
Before your link, prevent HIV.
You wanna do your thing with your queen or your king?
Or I get a little frisky that make you flex risky.
Prep, are you extra bucketed?
To help you stay HIV negative.
Prep makes it so easy. One pill before your link, prevent HIV.
Prep tablets available at your clinic from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Buckle up, Jamaica! The Island Traffic Authority is shifting into high gear to promote safer roads for all. Learn all the best practices in road and vehicle safety when you tune in to the ITA Corner during Nationwide This Morning, every Monday at 8:30 a.m. Understand your rights and responsibilities under the Road Traffic Act of 2018 and stay informed about licensing and certification for drivers and motor vehicles. That's ITA Corner, Mondays at 8:30 a.m. during Nationwide This Morning. Don't miss it. The ITA Corner is brought to you by the Island Traffic Authority, steering safety, inspiring change. To recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, the alleged masterminds of the deadly gun attack on a policeman and his family were known violence producers. 3 people injured in a shooting at a wake in Portmore. The JLP's Newton Amos predicts he will end the PNP's dominance in Northwest St. Catherine.
I will be the next member of parliament, and I will come back and remind you that I did say so.
I'm Tonna Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of The Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
You hear, say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready to go Harmony Beach Park, you know.
Yeah, man, but them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things for everybody enjoy.
So tell me something. The book swap still go on?
Yes, man. Still bring the books the kids don't need, and them can swap it for the ones them can use. Plus, them are gonna have health screening, school supplies for buy, banks and location, and enough giveaways.
Alright, me like the sound of that. But anything else I want?
Then no must. Me hear say them have domino tournament, scavenger hunt, and beer things for the whole family. So make sure you register.
Register? So how me have to go register now if you go in if it's free?
Because once you register, you automatically get entered to win the grand prize in the special raffle.
Me have to go call up some of my friends them cause we can't miss this. So tell me now, what the new date?
August 23, same place, Harmony Beach, Montego Bay, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nationwide 90 FM's Back to School Fair. Bigger, better, and full of vibes.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune into the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Benjamin. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Timeline with the stinger, Honey Bee.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's all about what's trending now on the timeline with the sweet one, Honey Bee. Good afternoon, Miss Brown.
Good afternoon, Cliff. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Wonderful. Well, we'd like to start Timeline today by expressing our sincerest condolences to Mortimer and his family for the passing of his mother. I don't know if you know Mortimer, Cliff. He is one of the, I like to call them neo-reggae singers. Roots reggae, beautiful, soothing reggae music. He's a friend to the E-Zone, and he's also Kareem Boateng's cousin.
Oh.
Yes, he's mourning the loss of his mother. The singer expressed his grief in a post on his Instagram. He says, "I can't put into words how I feel. There is just an emptiness. I didn't even get to say goodbye, rather, because I'm on tour all the way in France. I've never felt so broken," he wrote. Yes, he's on tour right now. He was on Summer Jam that we covered the other day. And, he's really doing so well in his career right now. And then, life happens. In his Instagram story on Tuesday, he shared that he had been listening to his mother's voice, the voice notes that they were sending each other, rereading their messages, trying to process the difficult situation. So sending you lots of love, lots of strength, and wishing you and your family consolation in this time. I take it you don't know who he is. I really want to introduce you.
Yes.
He has this song called Lightning. That is just so gorgeous. Kevin, if you could play just a little bit of it, make Cliff Noah go on. Mortimer has a beautiful voice, Cliff, and a lovely presence. Like, I just wanted them youth there that you would enjoy reasoning with. Very sweet guy.
But before you do that,
Yeah.
to lose a mother is very, very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah? Your mother is one of those special persons. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I still have my mom with me.
You do?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Wow, you're
And
blessed.
It's a moment you dread.
Yes.
You dread it. Yeah? You don't want to think about it. Yeah? So to Mortimer and his family members, I understand the grief.
I do understand the grief. I lost my mom when I was 15.
Wow.
Yes, and it's something that you don't quite get over. You just learn to live with her absence. From time to time, you do think if she were here, what she would think about this thing that you're doing,
Right.
or would she come along with you to this place or that place,
Yeah.
or would she be proud of you?
Yeah.
It's just, it really is one of the most difficult things in this life to face, you see.
So you're a girl dad.
Yes.
Your dad is still with you?
He is, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have had its ups and downs, eh?
Absolutely.
At 15.
At 15, I had to grow up instantly.
Mm.
Yes.
But at that age, you need both parents.
You do.
But a girl also needs her mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was particularly difficult because I told myself at the time that she had to die because she was ill and she was suffering.
Oh.
And it was so hard seeing her suffer that I remember saying to myself that it was for the best. But that was at the time a coping mechanism.
Yes.
Because I remember being very numb and not even being able to cry. And I was only 15, and it was years later when I started university. I remember I would just be on a bus, in a class, just anywhere, and I would just start crying. And it just shows you how important the grieving process is, and how much
should be had,
and how much you shouldn't judge it, and you shouldn't judge other people. Because I remember as a little girl, I was in high school, and I remember I came back to school, and some of my friends were like, "Oh, how couldn't you just lose your mother?" But all of us being young, not knowing how to care for each other. But I remember that, and it's interesting because that has stuck with me for so many years. And I don't want to make this about me, Cliff.
No, but I understand.
But it was such a very hard time in my life. It was very difficult.
Wow,
you know,
15, a girl child losing their mom.
You just had to toughen up.
You had sisters?
No, it's just me and my younger brother, and we have an older brother. At the time, he was living in England, and at the time, my dad was doing farm work, so he was traveling. And I remember shortly after that, he left, and
to do farm work,
right? And it was just like we were we had or people that we were staying with, but you felt like you were on your own.
Yeah.
Like your whole world fell apart, your entire family fell apart. So I mean, you just I just had to become incredibly self-sufficient, and in a lot of ways coarse. It's now at this time in my life that I'm finding myself healing and softening and letting go and forgiving. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things. Yes.
Wow. This adds perspective.
Does it?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
You understand more now.
A little different.
Yeah.
Because that must have been several years of a lot of trauma, grieving, coping, surviving.
I felt like there was this massive hole inside of me that I couldn't fill for so many years. I just felt like there was this gaping hole and I couldn't be alone. Like, I remember I'd be at university, and if there was just one night where I wouldn't be entertaining or be entertained, I couldn't sit still because myself needed me to face it. It needed me to sit still and to face that, and I couldn't do it. And it was only until I moved to Japan where I did not have friends or people to be around me all the time because of the language barrier and all of this. I was in isolation, that I really broke down. that at that point I really had to unravel and deal with it. So yeah.
Move on.
Yes. We wanna break this with the song. This is Lightning from Mortimer. Here we go.
Struck me down lightning, thunder in my soul, baby. My heart beats for you only. Every word is true. I'm in love with you. Take you as you are, lady. You ain't gotta change for me. Need you from your crown, honey. Right down to the sole of your very feet.
All right, that's the soothing, right?
Very.
He's very good. Very
Yeah.
good. And a good performer as well. That's the voice of Mortimer, and that's his song Lightning. We're going for a break, and we'll be right back.
GPS. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Summertime hot, but we have all the tools. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Enough ways to see it, you just have to choose. Stay out of the fridge, just use a igloo. Remember your kiss go ice on the juice. If an AC combo, yeah, I hit that. AC for a bit, then a fan after that. Keep it cool, keep it cool. This summer JPS have all the tools. Keep you cool with JPS. Download the JPS app today.
Thirteen minutes going up to 1 o'clock. We're inside all that's trending on the timeline with Honeybee.
Yes, Cliff. Now, onto something lighter. MP Carencia Morrison's Pretty Labour Party is making its rounds on social media. I don't know if you've seen it. Now, a snippet of Member of Parliament Carencia Morrison performing her version of the classic song Pretty Little Baby has been circulating on social media, garnering attention and praise from the public. The song Pretty Little Baby was originally recorded by the late Connie Francis in 1962, the year of our independence. The song experienced a viral revival on TikTok earlier this year, leading to chart appearances worldwide
When
years
she died,
after before she died. But just goes to show you once again the power of TikTok, right? I mean, this song released 1962, climbing the charts in 2025 again. So, you know, Connie Francis, she passed away in the, July 2025. Now, dancehall star Elephant Man, he released his own version of Pretty Little Baby. I don't know if you've heard it. That's also been making its rounds, climbing the charts as well. But initially, people weren't very happy about Elephant Man's version. It received mixed reviews due to its raunchiness and the timing of its release following Connie Francis' passing. It was literally like 2 weeks or so after Connie died, right? And people were like, no, the woman probably not even buried yet, and here comes Elephant Man. They were like, Elephant Man is so unserious. But despite all of that controversy, people are now saying the song's catchy lyrics have made it stick in their heads. So you just find yourself singing Pretty Little Baby, Wagwan, because I said it, you know. But anyways, MP Morrison's performance of Pretty Labour Party appears to resonate with the public. Yes, supporters are praising her emceeing skills at political rallies. So we're gonna throw to the video.
And this is the party that has been there for the people. Pretty Labour Party. Vote for Labour Party. Me a vote for Labour Party. Me a me charge it. See a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. We're doing good for you. Oh, see a better future. Me choose Jamaica, vote the Labour Party. We're doing good for you. Hold it.
What kind of has talent?
She had talent. She wicked Cliff. Listen to me, man. That's why me know saying PNP have got come good, you know. Because as like you know we're a country of sample. We like them someday. We're slangs, catchy lyrics.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's our thing, and that's how you spread a message and reach people all corners of Jamaica.
Yeah.
People are gonna be singing along to this.
Yes. And Karen said, you know, she's a teacher of literature.
I did not.
Yes.
Isn't she also the one that voices their promos?
Yes.
I heard that, and I was like, wow.
She's a very good literature teacher.
She's something else.
Yeah.
I like her. Yeah. So people are loving this rendition of Pretty Little Baby here. Pretty Labour Party.
Go on with yourself, MP Kerencia Morrison. She's up in Northeast St. Catherine. Yeah.
I remember I was covering for Nora recently, and some people from around that area, they were calling in and talking about the roads, and that's when I actually became aware of her aunting and did some research and realized that she was the one that did the voiceover for the promos, and then
I should also tell
this.
you, she for a long time, Desmond McKenzie has been the master of ceremony for the Labour Party.
And she take over.
She is the heir apparent. She's going to take over from Desmond.
I mean to say.
Yes,
and listen, at some point, you have to pass on the baton.
Exactly. Yeah, and it is felt that she is the one who is likely to take over in that role from Desmond.
She's doing great. She have it.
She does.
Yes. I'll leave it there.
She should be on radio, by the way.
I was just thinking to myself that
voice.
we're gonna try to invite her to the E-Zone.
Yes.
It'd be nice to have a
she
chat with her.
has a great voice for radio. And television.
Yes.
Yes, she does. Yeah?
Sweet.
She speaks very well. Her diction is flawless. Yeah?
Okay, Kevin, from Cliff Saint, I saw it go. Indeed.
She wants another career outside of politics. She should think of broadcasting.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
All right, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Want to say thanks to our producer, Sonia Stewart, and Michelle McCrae. Of course, our technical operator, Kevin Williams, and Natalie Nita. Yeah. To our YouTubers, WhatsAppers, thank you all so much. And to Honeybee. Yeah, I didn't know that side of you, Honeybee.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to make way now for Oasis with Loy Gale. See you tomorrow morning at 10.
You've just heard Cliff Hughes Online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes Online.
Like a rock, my hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock.
You hear, say nationwide back to school fair get pushed back to August 23?
What? Push back? Lord, man, me need ready if you go Harmony Beach Park,
Yeah, man. But them push it back to make it bigger and better. More vibes, more giveaways, and more things.